Hey, what's up? This is Brian Pfeiffer with BachelorVegas.com. And I'm standing here today, guys, in front of Wet Republic. You probably hear a little music in the background. That is the big wall that kind of separates the Top Golf over here. Top Golf parking lot here from Wet Republic in the parking lot. So that is behind me. Now, this is a big tip, guys. If you're coming here to Wet Republic in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand, do not get dropped off at the MGM Grand, okay? Make sure you get dropped off at the Top Golf parking lot, which is behind MGM Grand, which is where I'm standing, because if you get dropped off at the main MGM Grand, you're going to be walking about 2 miles to get here, okay? So it's definitely a good tip. So this video is going to be all about bottle service in Wet Republic, 2023 version. And I'm Brian Pfeiffer. If you guys don't know who I am, I own 5 large companies out here in Las Vegas, and I do a lot of bottle service with Wet Republic. A little history. I started back here when they opened, like 14 or 15 years ago. I started doing the promotions for Wet Republic and the AMG group at the time for Chicago. I was a big promoter in Chicago, and they used to send me their pictures. I put them up on my website and sent out emails weekly for them to push Chicago people to Wet Republic out here in Vegas. So I've been basically working with them since they've been open, and this place is kind of near and dear to my heart. It's always been a good party. I'm here on a Friday, had a Deluxe cabana. Now they have the pools in front of the Deluxe cabanas, and we have a center one tonight, and the guys come in here for a reasonable minimum. I think it was $2,500 today, and they got a nice cabana, and it's busy. Fridays are busy. They don't have a big DJ or anything, but it's still pretty busy. It's Wet Republic, and everybody kind of knows Wet Republic's pretty good. So let's talk about getting in this place. There's always options for tickets, which you can click on the link below, find my link, and then obviously guest list. I have a link on my websites for that. You can get on the guest list, and then if you want to get in the table, obviously that's kind of what I specialize in, is bottle service and whatnot. So this video is going to be mainly about that, and getting a table in the different sections that are options for you at Wet Republic. Now, if you are going to come here, make sure you don't bring a backpack, okay? That's one thing that's kind of a stickler we're about here. They have these lockers you got to pay a bunch of money for. If you bring a backpack, they're going to make you check your bag in the front. They're not going to let you bring it in. So, it is what it is. They did finally put some, I don't know, I guess if you will, like shelves along the one edge, and those shelves are good for putting your shoes and maybe a towel and maybe some sunscreen in. They're open to the public. They're not lockers or whatever, so those are nice. They actually keep the pool area a lot cleaner now, and which is way nicer than it used to be. But they do have lockers inside as well, so if you want to put your wallet, your phone, and stuff, they're digital, and they change the price by the artist. So if it's like a bigger day with, say, a Martin Garrix or a Steve Aoki here, or an Alinium, then you're probably going to be paying more for a locker than you would on a typical Friday here. Okay, so the lockers they can adjust the pricing and whatnot based on the artist and the demand. So just keep that in mind. If you're planning on getting a locker, it could be upwards of $50-$60 for a locker for a day. Pretty crazy. But when you walk in here, there's going to be kind of 2 sides over here. If you look over here, there's the entrance to Wet Republic right there. On the right side, if you're looking at that sign, the Wet Republic sign, that's going to be the table entry. And then on the left of that, that's going to be your tickets and guest list, okay? This video is not going to be so much about the guest list. Again, if you go on my website, sign up, a promoter is going to reach out. I don't really deal with guest lists personally. I do sell tickets. I have a link for that. But promoter will reach out and give you all the instructions. Usually by 3 o'clock, you got to be here. That's when the guest list gets cut off. Fridays and Saturdays are probably, or Fridays and Sundays are probably even ratio for free entry. And then Saturdays are probably ladies free, and guys got to pay a reduced cover, my guess. That's typically what it is. It's been a minute since I've worked guest list, but that's kind of the standard. Now, tickets, the prices can fluctuate based on the big DJ and the demand for the weekend. They raise them as we get closer to the weekends. Typically, as the tickets start to sell, they realize they're going to maybe do a sellout. They're going to raise the prices higher. It's kind of common sense, supply and demand type of thing. All right. So let's talk about the bottle service tables and the different options. I do like Wet Republic for kind of people that are maybe a little bit on a budget, because you can get a pretty nice table here and have a really good section right next to the pool for a very reasonable price, which is what I like. So let's start with the daybeds. All right, there's daybeds kind of spread mainly around the smaller pool. There's kind of a main pool, and then there's a smaller main pool. And the daybeds are pretty much over there. There's 2 daybeds in the main pool. Those are kind of like the prime-ish daybeds, if you will. But they typically only sell those to all girl groups. So, if you have a guy in the group or your guys in the group, those aren't even options. So don't even ask me about those, because you can't get those unless you're a group of girls. And they usually give those to the prettiest girls. So, it just depends on how the girls look when they get here. If they're pretty, they'll put them at those tables. All right, makes the pool look good. and whatnot. But the other day beds along the smaller pool, now there are several that are around the pool that are actually very nice and poolside, okay? So for a couple $100 tip, you can get one of the poolside day beds, and you're sitting at a very nice spot for the day. You got a pretty nice sized day bed. There's one large one over in that big pool area, and then there's a bunch of regular sized day beds. And you tip, and you get right next to the pool, and it's a very nice setup. Perfect for, you know, reasonable minimums, 1,000 minimum, 1,500 minimum, 2K minimum, depending on the artist. And then you tip a couple $100 to the podium, and we're sitting poolside, okay? Great option for the day beds. All right, the next level up from the day beds is going to be your upper deck tables. Now, these aren't my favorite tables in the club. They kind of just literally put them there to kind of fill space, and those are against the Deluxe cabana, basically barrier wall, and they kind of face the pool, but then there's a walkway, and then there's, you know, the regular deck tables in front of you. Okay, so those aren't the best, but you know, if you're on a budget, you want to be in the kind of the center of the action, those are good for that. Okay, so those are the upper deck tables, and then the next level, basically around the same level as those tables, is going to be your lounge tables. Those are going to be behind the DJ. Okay, the lounge tables are some of my more favorite tables. Actually, I do like those in the summer months when it's really hot because they're shaded. So you're in the shade the whole time, but it can be pretty nice when it's 120 degrees outside to be in the shade. And they're big and they're roomy. They're by the bar, a lot of action. You can meet a lot of girls over there, right by the bathrooms, conveniently located. So the lounge tables are pretty solid. And then in front of the lounge tables, you have the stage tables. There's 4 of those, 2 on each side of the DJ. And typically those are going to go for a little bit more of a premium. And then obviously, you know, they try to put like pretty girls and whatnot up there. So those are kind of by request only. So if you're interested in a stage table, I can make it happen, even if it's a group of you know, a couple guys, a couple girls type of thing. I can make it happen, but we got to get kind of approval on that and whatnot. So if you're just interested in that, just let me know. Now, in front of the DJ on the main floor, that's going to be like your dance floor tables. Okay, there's going to be a couple that are more considered prime, which you have to tip for typically. Those are going to be your center dance floor tables, and then there's going to be kind of a second level or layer, if you will, another layer out of dance floor tables, and then there's a couple smaller ones. No, not smaller, but they're a little bit smaller, I guess, that are you know, to the right and to the left of the DJ, but kind of sunk in, and they're not really in the action. Those aren't my favorite tables, but those are in the shade and could be pretty nice on certain hot days and whatnot. So those are your dance floor tables. Now, across the pool from the dance floor tables, those are going to be your deck tables. Okay, a lot of people really like those deck tables. There's 4 big U ones, and then there's 2 L couch ones. So basically 6 deck tables that they sell. For usually the U ones, you typically have to tip on those to get those. If you don't tip, you're going to get one of the regular kind of split ones. And then the you know, those sit right on the pool deck, and basically you get a center view to the DJ, and you got, you know, great location and center of the action right on the pool deck. So very popular tables. Those deck tables typically sell out. Now behind the deck tables, after the upper deck tables, is going to be your Deluxe cabanas. Okay. Now there's 3 big ones, I think, or actually 4. Yeah, there's 4 big ones in the center. You kind of see the rooftop here. There's the rooftop here. There's 4 big ones in the center. Those are kind of considered the grand cabanas, if you will. But you know, anyone that has a pool in front of it, they could consider it called a grand cabana. Okay. So I think there's, I want to say 10 of those cabanas, and then there's 2 at the end that don't have a pool in front of them, and those are just regular cabanas. Those aren't my favorite. I would not recommend those. And then there's 8 that have the pool in front of them, which are considered the deluxe cabanas. So I would definitely recommend getting a deluxe cabana for a little bit more, and you got a pool in front of you. It's definitely money. Okay. This was about 3-4 years ago when they installed these pools in front of these deluxe cabanas, and they made them so much better. Okay, so they're actually really good tables. You look at the DJ from the center, and they're great. My guys are really happy today. They love their cabana, and they'll have a great time. Now let's talk about the final most expensive thing, and that's going to be the bungalows. Okay, and there's 2 different things about the bungalows. Okay, the bungalows are perfect for big groups, 20. You got a pool in front of them. Very roomy. I love the bungalows. There's the ones on the left, which is considered the new side if you're looking at the DJ, and if you're looking at the DJ on the right, those are considered the old side bungalows. Now, on bigger weekends and whatnot, the new side bungalows are always where all the prettiest girls hang out. Okay. Now, on just an average weekend, when everybody's just kind of, you know, not like a Memorial Day or a fight weekend or something, either side's going to be okay. Okay. They're going to bring some girls in from the guest list, bring them up to the bungalow areas. Girls love being up in those private pools and whatnot. So either side's going to be good. But on the bigger weekends, typically you're going to have to tip or pay a heavier premium for the new side. And that's typically where my bigger and higher end customers like to go on those big weekends. But I do love the bungalows. We've had a lot of fun up there over the years, and you know, big minimums and big tabs and a lot of pretty girls, and it's a really good time. So definitely love the Wet Republic bungalows. Probably some of my more favorite tables in all of Vegas. All right, so if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Every deal's a little bit different. You know, some of the deals here at Wet Republic, we do a down payment. Some of the deals we do like a full payment up front. You know, whatever you guys need, we can make work, and I'll make it happen for you guys. And if you have any questions, I'm going to put my cell phone above, 773-459-8133. That's my cell phone. And make sure you hit me up. And we do have packages with like limos. You can do a brunch, bring you guys over here in a limo and take you home in a limo. So that's kind of convenient because it is kind of hard to get a ride out of here sometimes when this place closes. So make sure you think about that. And if you got any questions about Wet Republic, I'm here. I'm looking forward to working with you out here in Las Vegas. I'm Brian Pfeiffer. We'll talk to you later. Bye.